Hi everyone, thank you for joining me for another Tupelo Design LLC design team layout. I am a guest designer for a couple of months and I'm highlighting some of their wonderful products. I bought a certain stamp set that had Mini-Me in it, and it is because I bought that stamp set just for pictures of Shelby Ray and I. She's my middle child. She's 20 years old. I have two girls and a boy in that order. And I wanted to show you how I use some more of these distress inks. I'm using Strathmore watercolor paper, and someone asked me to show the tin for the distress inks a little bit more. So this is how I house them. I also take a small stamp and I stamp each ink pad so that I can pull out that little sheet of paper and match up colors a lot better than just looking at the top. Also, I have designated one blending tool ink sponge per stamp, and they fit in the back of the stamp or the back of the ink pad perfectly. And within the tin, there's a little plastic divider, so I just simply write the name of the ink pad on it so that if I have a bunch pulled out, I just know where to put them. Just because I bought them in sets of 4 and that's how they come. You can totally do them by color, by set. I did it by set. I might change it around, who knows. But anyway, getting back to the layout, I'm using 3 colors. I'm using mustard seed, spiced marmalade, and ripe persimmon. And I'm using the smoother side of this watercolor paper. I'm really digging this because the paper itself has somewhat of a texture to it, and so I'm used to doing this technique on super smooth white cardstock. So this was kind of new to me, and I really liked it a lot. So what I did was I took my blending tool, I tapped it on the ink pad, and I touched it off on the sheet, a scratch sheet of paper off to the right. I just tapped it once, and then when I went over to my paper so that I don't get a circle image per se, I barely touch the paper and I start with a circular motion and I rub it back and forth. And as I start, then I add more pressure. That just helps the blending starting. There is no right or wrong way whatsoever. You can do whatever you want when it comes to these distress inks because, like I said in my last video, art is art. There's no right or wrong. Well, with some people there might be right or wrong. But in Robin's world, there's no right or wrong. You just have to love what you're doing and just experiment. So I decided to kind of go in a light to dark fashion, and I just pulled colors simply to kind of match up Shelby and I. We're both redheads. We both have highlights, and I don't know. So I just chose yellows and oranges, and I just kind of went from there. So what I did was I took the mustard seed and I went down the first third of the page. Then I took my spiced marmalade, which I'm doing now, and I started a little bit below the yellow and I kind of worked up just so the darker bit is more in the center and it integrates up into the yellow. But by all means, please keep working it, go back and forth. If you want, I wanted a slight translation between the colors. If you want more of a harsh, not harsh, that's harsh. If you want more of a color grade, definitely you can work it more and integrate the colors more. I just wanted something light. By nature, I love to layer papers behind my pictures. So I wanted to walk outside my comfort zone. I wanted to really highlight these distress inks, so I chose very little paper behind my photo. What I decided to do now is I took a wet baby wipe, just pulled it right out of the package, I balled it up, and I'm holding it down onto the paper. Distressed inks react with wetness. I told you in my last video, once you put these inks down, if you wanted to flick some water with your fingers or a brush, it would give it kind of like wherever the water hits, it'll lift the ink. So it kind of looks bleached in a way. So I just decided to you can use a wet paper towel, you don't need baby wipes. And I just kind of moved it around and made different designs with the baby wipe. And I just love how it turned out. So between the texture of the watercolor paper and then using that, the background is just gorgeous. So now I'm just lightly layering some papers behind. I'm just trying to complement the colors and the picture. That's what I was showing you with my hands. I just used some scratch paper I had from my 6x6 paper pads, and I'm going to cut them down. Now, it might be kind of hard to see. This is Shelby and I, but my husband in the top of the picture behind us is photobombing us. And I don't even, this picture was taken last fall. And there's also some green grass in the background. So I was trying to mount this on some green pattern paper as well, and I just didn't like it. So I tried to cut it down and I still didn't like it. So I just peeled it up. So it left a little bit of sticky residue. I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do with my picture yet. I didn't want it sticking to the paper, so I used my EK Success powder tool that I use for embossing, and I just kind of spritzed that on the back. I just kind of rubbed it on the back so that baby powder takes that sticky away. So I'm able to move my picture around still without it sticking to anything. I had this gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous vellum with these gold embossed hearts. And I am wanting to pull out some more of the green from the picture. So I'm choosing my Lindy Stamp Gang in Ponderosa Pine Olive. I'm just giving a few splatters, and I use my heat tool to dry that. You can air dry it as well. But I love Lindy Stamp Gang because there's a shimmer to that ink. I just love it. So here's the stamps that I bought specifically for pictures of Shelby, Ray, and I. It's by Avery, Elle, and it's called We Are Family. And all the links to these items on the store will be down below. So all you have to do is click. It takes you right to where you need to put them in your cart, and put them in your cart because you're going to love them. So what I'm doing is I am lining up my stamps. I'm choosing my, and then the middle one says spitting image of, but I'm not using the of. And then mini-me. So I was just lining them up how I wanted on my paper next to my picture, and once I got it lined up the way I wanted, I just simply put my stamp block on top. That way I don't have to do 3 different stamps and hope I get them straight. I'm also using my ruler here with an edge. It keeps things straight. I'm using my Maggie Holmes Bloom Collection sticker pack. It's by Crate Paper. This is a pre-order in the store, and trust me when I tell you, you're going to want this. I've used stickers off the sticker sheet in the last 3 of my videos, I think in every video I've done so far, and I love them oh so much. Off to the side also by Pinkfresh are these watercolor looking, they're phrase stickers. So all these stickers off to the side have different phrases or just a simple word, and on the back it has little verses or little sayings, so you can kind of pick and choose what you want to use. They are also pre-order in the store. I'm telling you, you want to hop on this. So I'm using my Memento Black Tuxedo ink, and when I stamped it, I kind of held it down. I did not rock the stamp. I just held it down so that it had enough time to kind of soak into the paper, and you get a little darker image doing it that way. If you were to stamp right away and lift up, that's fine, and it might be dark. It might be a little lighter, so it depends on what look you want. I just chose to hold it down there a little bit so that the ink can soak through and I get a nice darker image. I chose a couple more stickers from that pack. I have the bow down below, and then that beautiful rose. And then above the picture, I chose a sticker. It says "With You," and it's black with white writing, and I chose that to kind of pull out or add some more black around the page with my stamped title. Normally I do letter stickers or thickers for my title. I've been loving stamping on my pages a lot more lately, and I'm just so in love with it. I have this banner from my stash. It says "Hello, Love," and it pulls out some more gold to kind of mimic and pull up the gold hearts from the vellum. And I just simply, it was too white, so I just simply outlined it with a thin black pen. I used 2 lines on each side, and they are not perfectly straight. If you need straight lines, just simply use a ruler. I just love the little wonkiness of it. It kind of looks doodled in a way, but formal at the same time. And I used my Scotch 3D foam adhesive tape. I'm telling you, you need this in your life. I use it on almost every project I have, and I just love it so much. So it pops it up a little bit, and then I was able to take that round circle puffy sticker from that same sticker sheet that's in yellow, and it has a cutout heart. So I decided I wanted a little something extra on the layout. So I took a punch I had with butterflies, and I used that piece of paper off to the side that I was just using as a stamp off for my ink. So I punched out butterflies, and they're really cool because there's different gradients of color, and they just kind of fit with the page. And I chose to put you could put the yellow ones on the yellow. I chose to do the opposite. So I have the little orangey butterflies up in the yellow and the yellow ones down in the orange. I am adhering them with my Scotch Quick Dry adhesive, my glue. Love, love, love this stuff. It dries matte, it dries clear, it's a super hold. I just kind of put some glue in the center of the body so that the wings can still kind of be up. And then you'll see me put some glue down in the center of the butterflies. And that's because I like to give my butterflies a body, so to speak. And I love these tiny, tiny pearls I have in my stash. I'm using just my little pokey tool. I tried to use my fingers, but they're just too small. So I pick them up with my pokey tool and I put them down in the glue down the center of the butterfly's body. The tiny, tiny ones get 1 pearl and the larger ones get 2. I have another butterfly that's a little bit bigger, and that one would get 3. But it just gives it a little more dimension. It dresses it up some, and it just makes it look not so paperish. You know, it just really adds something to this. Next, what I'm going to do as well is my Wink of Stella marker. It's a brush tip, and I have every color that they own. But the one I use the most is my clear glitter. I tell you, this must be my 5th one. The 5th one I'm on. So once that glue dries, you will see me go over the wings, and it gives it this iridescent glitter look, but it's not chunky glitter. It's just a little bit of shimmer. I'm using some sequins now in colors that match, so that I have some yellow ones up in the yellow and I have some orange ones down in the orange, and it just gives it a little bit of pop. I'm not using a lot. I like to sprinkle. I sprinkled some and let them fall wherever they were, and then I placed others just because, I don't know, I think just because I'm anal and I like certain things in certain places, but at the same time I like a scattered look as well. So here I am with the Wink of Stella going over the wings of the butterflies. And I'm going to just kind of go over my black stamping as well with it. And you can see it a little bit when you move it around the page, but I just thought I would tie it in. I debated going over it with my where I put the where I lifted up the ink, but I was afraid it would lift it up more, so I chose not to do that. I just left that alone. I'm just simply taking a fine black tip pen and I'm writing the date, and then I just do a little heart. I can do journaling on this. I didn't want to, so I'll just journal on the back, me and Shelby and where we were and a little bit about that day. But again, to tie in the black lines from the banner and the black from the stamping, I'm just going to do my double-lined outline again. Now, it's kind of hard to see here because I do speed my videos up because I'm a slow scrapbooker and you'd be here forever. I keep my wrist straight. I move my arm. And it's not perfect, but that's what I love about it. It's just brings some personality to the page, and it pulls all the elements together. The dark green splatters, the stamping, the words from the stickers, it just kind of ties it all together. So here are some close-ups. I really hope you love this page as much as I do. This was new for me. Like I said, I usually do more paper layering, and this time I decided to use more ink background. So I was stepping out of my comfort zone, but I really love how it turned out. And I hope you enjoy it as well. Please comment, rate, and subscribe. Go check out Tupelo Designs. They have fabulous products. And again, like I said, I will link everything in the description bar below, so you don't have to search for anything. It'll take you right there. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you on the next video. Talk to you later. Bye.